Sip Samatma, Sip Premchandji, Sip Raji, Sip Vanita, uh, Sip Sukeshini, Sip Bliko, Sip Pankaj, Sip Tina, Sip Ranjana, Sip Ajitek, Sip Girish, Sip Rajesh Shair, Sip Bliko, Sip Bliss, Sip We Are Live, Sip Chidanand, Sip Krishna, Sip Sagai, Sip Kumar Swami, Sip Rajendra, Sip Komal, Sip Anil, Sip Kaumudi, Sip, and the rest of you whom I cannot see, but I welcome to the call. So here you are. We are on to an interesting subject today. And the subject is the most important voyage of our life. What is this most important voyage of our life? We go on so many voyages, right? But what is this most important voyage of our life? Today, we are going to discuss this. We all go for voyages. We go for trains and planes and buses and cars and ships. We all go. Ashok Chotwani is in America. I think different people. Rajendra went to Singapore and Thailand and just came back, and I'm in Finland. And we keep on going for these so-called voyages. But the point is this: that while we go for voyages, what is the most important voyage in our life? Today we will do that. We take vacations. Ashok Nichani, I know he's on the call. He is famous for taking vacations to temples. Many of us, I think Ashok, maybe he's in a temple today also. I don't know where he is, but he's not yet here. So Ashok, let me catch him if he comes to the call. So we go to temples. We're very famous for taking summer vacation, winter vacation, holiday vacation. And nowadays is new trend of long weekends. You all know this, a long weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, gone. Where are you gone? Gone onto a river, gone on a houseboat, gone for driving trips and driving trips and diving trips, driving trips and diving trips, so many trips. When I was 16 years old, I went on a tour to Europe. When I was 16 years old, 30 days, 30 cities in Europe. My dear friends, we all go. And I still go, even though I am no more. I just answered the question from one of you. Is it good to desire? Is it good to desire to go to the beach? Just now I answered the question. Is it good to desire to go to the beach? And I said, if Sip told me today, instead of being in Finland, you should be giving a talk somewhere in Russia or Ukraine, I would have been there. I spent my time in these silent places because I prepare myself in consciousness. But a day may come, I may not be able to travel at all because I will only be going to places for doing work of SIP. Now also I'm doing the work of SIP, but the work of SIP is to be in silence, is to be in retreat. When I travel, sometimes on these voyages, you think I'm in from morning to night. I have surrendered to SIP. Whether it's writing a book or writing a bhajan or giving a talk, my 100% time only goes completely dedicated. But before I became AiR, I went to Antarctica to see penguins. I went on a cruise to the Bermuda Triangle. I went to the backwaters of Kerala. Oh, I have been everywhere. I have been on, I cannot tell you, I've been on how many cruises, how many voyages I have been before. Now, if you tell me to go on a new voyage, I will not go. But before, I went to 120 countries. Every month, I used to say, I want to go. I had not seen New Zealand. I had not seen Greenland. Every month, I would go to a new country. Oh, I don't go. I stopped. Because after I went on the most important voyage in my life, all these so-called holidays came to an end. I even stopped going to pilgrimages. I used to go to Badrinath, Haridwar, Rishikesh. I went to Badrinath to sing bhajan in the Badrinath temple. What all we have done? We have done everything possible. But my dear friend, why do we go for these voyages? What is the purpose? The purpose is very simple, just to have fun, to enjoy. In the earlier days, people used to go for voyage not for fun. In the earlier days, we heard of Christopher Columbus. We heard of those voyagers. They went to discover new lands. They went to conquer new lands, to bring spices and to bring gold. A lot of people used to go in history. We have learned these voyages were different. But enough of these voyages, my dear friend. You've got the idea of these voyages, wandering here and there. We are wandering and wandering and wandering. And you must be thinking, this man is talking so much, he's wandering every day. Every day he's in some plane to go somewhere. But I go on a retreat. If you see the place I am in, you will see there is nothing. I go to places where there is nothing. Just sip and nothing but sip. Because when I went on the most important voyage, it was an inner voyage. I took a ship into the depth of consciousness. I went on a voyage in the ocean that is inside. And when you take that voyage to the inner ocean, to the depth of the soul, then no voyage excites you. No, and for me, no holiday excites me. Oh, I'm going here, I'm going there. I go, but I run away. It is like they say Jesus. Jesus used to sit in the ship and go away. People used to call Jesus, Jesus. He said, no, I'm going. He would sit on a boat and he would go away with the waters. So I also go away for 2 years, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2012 to 13, 13 to 14. You know what was my voyage? My voyage was this. I was on a ship asking the question, कौन मैं हूँ सच में, मैं आत्मा हूँ या तन मन बुद्धि हूँ, कौन मैं हूँ सच में, मैं आत्मा हूँ या तन मन बुद्धि हूँ, ढूंढता था मैं जब तक एहसास हो गया मुझको, कौन मैं हूँ, who am I, कौन मैं हूँ, नान यार, कौन मैं हूँ. In that song I write, शांत में बैठने से मालूम होगा कि कौन हूँ मैं, ये बदन मिट्टी है नहीं मैं, कुछ और हूँ मैं, निर्वाणा मुझको पाना है, उस यात्रा पे मुझको जाना है, मैं हूँ आत्मा ये सच को मुझको एहसास करना है, कौन मैं हूँ, कौन मैं हूँ, who am I? My dear friends, who took me on this voyage? My guru. To go on this ship, you need a captain. Without a captain, you can't go on this voyage. And the captain of the ship is the guru, the spiritual master, the enlightened master. Not any master, not any master. You go with any master, you will be going to disaster faster. Without a guru, you cannot succeed in the inner voyage. You know, I don't know how many of you have been on ships. Many times when you are on a big ship, the big ship, when it's going to dock, you get an expert captain who comes and guides the ship, how to enter, how to stop. Otherwise, the ship can become like Titanic. It can crash. How to maneuver the path in the inner oceans. It's not easy, my dear friends. You think it's easy to go in the inside the ocean that is within. It is very difficult because the mind makes us blind. The mind will take here and there, and we have a big problem. There must be Not just was yours. Of course, you must have this captain, and then you must have mumukshutva, that deep yearning, that deep passion to go into that ocean of consciousness. If there's no deep passion, this voyage will not start only. It's like going into a voyage into space. How many people have gone to space? Any of you have gone? Any of you have gone into space, into spacecraft, to the moon? How many of you have been? Ashok Chotwani, you have been to moon? No, how can you go to moon? You say, what are you talking, Mr. AiR? What are you talking? How to go to moon? How to go to moon? You need to be an astronaut. You need to be an astronaut to go to moon. You need to be a mumukshu to take the inner voyage. Are you a mumukshu? More difficult than astronaut to be mumukshu, to take a spacecraft into the depth of consciousness. You need a captain, you need guts, you need guts, you need a lot of courage to take that inner voice, inner voyage. My dear friends, I took that voyage, and today I'm sharing with you. When I took that voyage, you know what I told myself? I said, Talash jagai Prabhu tune, jigyasu banaya tune, man mera यूं ही था भटकता, मन राह पे लाया प्रभु तूने, संसार में फंसा प्रभु था मैं, सच का एहसास मुझे दिलाया तूने, तन मन में नहीं जानू मैं वो एहसास हो गया आत्मा में, कृपा तेरी है मुझ पे ये आभारी हूँ प्रभु मैं, आभारी इतना प्रभु मैं, शब्दों से बयां ना करूं मैं, कृपा तेरी इतनी है मुझ पे, कैसे प्रकट ये करूं मैं. Oh Lord, I'm so grateful, oh Lord. I'm so grateful, my Lord. You took me on this inner voyage. You made me realize I'm not the body, mind, ego. I'm the divine soul. Oh Lord, I'm so grateful. The voyage of the soul. Oh Lord, you took me into the voyage of enlightenment, the voyage of discovering the spark of unique life. How many people are lucky to achieve success in the voyage inwards? This voyage is about going inward, upward, forward, Godward, upward, onward. How do you go onward, forward, upward, Godward, and inward? We have a few people like the Buddha. Remember Buddha, how old he was? He was 29 years old. Buddha. 29 years, he saw suffering. Somebody told him, Mar gaya. He said, Mar gaya. What is the meaning of Mar gaya? What? Who died? How they died? He did not know the meaning of death. He saw somebody crying out of disease, out of decay, out of pain, out of suffering. Even if there were so many wars, he saw hundreds of people dead. People are crying. People are crying. One night he left his palace. He left his wife. He left his child. He left and went on a talash. He went on a quest. That was Buddha's voyage to discover the inner world. You know, Buddha met many masters. You know that? Many of you think what Buddha did. Buddha went, he sat under the tree, and he was sitting under the tree, he became free. No, I am not mind and ego, me. No. Buddha met many masters. He met from one guru to second guru to third guru to fourth guru. He evolved. Then ultimately he said, Apo Dipo Bhava. Then he sat in silence under the Bodhi tree. Then with all the wisdom, with all the realization, one day, Buddha, he became enlightened. That was the inner voyage. The Buddha is one person who took the inner voyage. How many of you have dived under the surface of the ocean? Have you been? One of my favorite sports is snorkeling. You know, I've been to Maldives. I cannot tell you how many times. I just go under the ocean. Have you been? Have you put your head under the ocean? Raja, you put your head under the ocean. Just outside the ocean, there is so much noise. When you go under the ocean, Pin drop silence. When you put your head under the ocean, under the water, there is no noise. Below the waves, there is divine stillness. My dear friends, these are examples of how we have to go on this inner journey. And this voyage, we have so many examples of this voyage. Even a little caterpillar, a caterpillar which is crawling. It's a worm. The caterpillar is a worm. It's crawling. And then what happens? The larva, it keeps on eating in samsara. No? It keeps on eating leaves and leaves. It keeps on eating. One day the caterpillar stops eating. One day the caterpillar stops eating. It hangs upside down and spins a silky cocoon, a chrysalis, shiny chrysalis. Then the caterpillar, it transforms. There's a metamorphosis. It spends 18 to 24 hours suspended. One whole day, it is suspended in stillness. And then the transformation begins. And the metamorphosis happens, and the butterfly flies. That is the inner voyage of the caterpillar into becoming a butterfly. Similarly, we have to still the mind. We have to kill the mind. Otherwise, we cannot go into the depth of consciousness. We cannot progress in the voyage of the soul, to the ultimate goal of realizing that we are that, the soul. How can we open the door inwards to realize God? We have to open the 10th door. Recently, I told you we have to open the 10th door. How? By realizing the simple truth. Prabhu to chand taro mein nahi. What are we taught? We are taught lies, that God lives in the skies. These are lies. So I wrote a bhajan. I said, Prabhu to chand taro mein nahi. Prabhu har shay mein hai. Prabhu hai yahi. 10वें द्वार जब खुल जाएगा, दर्शन प्रभु का मिल जाएगा. How will you get darshan? When you open the 10th door. When you open the 10th door, then you get that light. See, this voyage is like a highway. You have to pass 4 milestones. And sometimes you all think this AiR tells very good stories. Now, every day Zoom, how AiR tells so many stories. Nice storyteller you are. This is not stories, ladies and gentlemen. This is from the Upanishads. This is from the Vedas. You know what they say? The 4 milestones, they are Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Shampat, Mumukshutva. Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Shampat, Mumukshutva. I call it discrimination, dispassion, discipline, and desire for liberation. 4 milestones. You have to pass these 4 milestones. Unless you pass these milestones, you will not reach the destination. So, my dear friends, the biggest problem in this inner voyage is we are lost in the ocean called samsara. See, the problem is we are all attached to people, to pleasures, to possessions. We are addicted. And as long as you have addiction, you cannot have divine benediction. When there is a worldly addiction, you cannot have divine benediction. You have to give up addiction. Addiction must be for the divine. You must be madly in love with the Supreme, the divine. You must see the divine everywhere. Then only you will be free from the ocean of samsara. But we are lost. We are lost. You look at one nice diamond watch in the window. You just look at that diamond watch. Arey, what a beautiful watch. Arey, what a beautiful. I asked somebody, what are you dreaming about? I'm just dreaming about that watch. Oh my God, how many crystals in that watch? How many crystals? I cannot forget how many crystals. Huh? For me, I also am mad, but only about the Supreme. I'm so much madly in love with the divine. That for me, that is important. Nothing. I have no other direction. I have no other destination. I love one, I wrote one bhajan about 10 years back. 10 years back, and I changed it recently. What is that bhajan? What is that song? It says, I am like a ship and I am going. I don't know where. हूँ मैं जहाज भव सागर में जाता कहाँ जानू ना मैं अंधकार में when you're in a ship it's dark कुछ ना दिखा बढ़ता गया समुंदर में हूँ मैं जहां. I'm like a ship in a dark ocean. And then it is Amavas ki raat. Amavas ki raat means there's nothing, no moonlight also. And then I said it was a real story. I was on a ship. Many years back, I wrote this song. What I wrote, I said, जितनी अंधेरी है ये अमावस की रात वैसे ही माया में अंधा इंसान कुछ भी ना दिखता है अमावस की रात अविद्या में डूबा इंसान अंधा रस्मो रिवाज में वो पड़ा सच का एहसास ना वो करता मिथ्या में वो जो है फंसा सच का एहसास ना है करता हूँ मैं जहाज. I am like a ship in that moonless night. I can see nothing. And we are like that. We are lost in this samsar, my dear friends. This voyage to the inner world leads to liberation. Liberation from all suffering on earth and liberation from the cycle of rebirth. It leads to unification with the divine. You know it. You know about this voyage, but have you started? Have you started the voyage? The question is, are you moving in the right direction? Can you see your destination? Do you know where you are going? Or are you lost like a sailboat, drifting here and there? Many people, they think, oh, I am complete surrender. What surrender are you? Are you going in the right direction? Don't just say, many people use this fancy word. No, I completely surrendered. What you completely surrendered? Who you completely surrendered to? Have you actually surrendered? Surrender. Don't just say surrender. Unless you really surrender in this voyage. Remember this. If you don't know where you want to go, then you take any boat. You don't know where, suppose you don't know where you are going. Any bus you take. Any bus you go, no problem. Somewhere you go. Then the conductor asks you, madam, where you want to go? 100 rupee ticket. Where? Doesn't matter. Chuma, I'm going. 100 rupee ticket. After you get down, sir, where you want to go, sir? A 200 rupee ticket. Where you want to go? No, wherever 200 rupee ticket, just take me. Many of us are like that. Chuma. No direction, no destination. Just we are going. What you're getting up in the morning? Hey, no, today what? Idli sambar. Then after what? Pulao. Then after that puliogra. Then after that paratha. Then sleeping. Next morning what? Vada sambar. Then pav bhaji. Then what? Fried rice. After that sleeping. What is this, man? What is this? Vada sambar, idli, dosa, paratha, puri. For what? Why are you alive? Are you just meant to live and die? Find out who am I. Don't waste time. Hello? Many of you don't realize. Have you seen sometime? You see people, they're running, they miss the bus, they miss the train. Have you seen? That day I saw something very funny. One lady and her man and woman, they were coming nicely eating chow chow, and they're coming over the train, and the train left. Then they told Bhagwan, train should come back. Then train came back. Huh? You tell Bhagwan, Bhagwan, train come back. Train will come back. Will the train come back? Only in the dream it will come. Not it will come just like that. Bhagwan, Bhagwan, train, Bhagwan, Bhagwan, send the train back, Bhagwan. What Bhagwan, Bhagwan? Don't miss the bus. Get onto the ship. Don't you slip or you will miss it. Don't make the biggest mistake. Get a grip. Get a grip on the ship and set sail. My dear friends, what are you wasting your life? Many of you, what happened? Nah, I am with my father. Oh, you're a father. Then what happened? No, I am with my mother. What happened? No, my son. No, my son doing janiya. Thread ceremony, janiya. What is this janiya? We are so caught in rituals and superstitions and dogma. I told you my driver's mother died. My driver's mother died 15 days back. Till today, he's not come to work. Mother died, okay. From 15 days, puja is going on. Puja is going on. Every day puja. Now he would have taken some loan of some 50,000, 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh. He'll be taking some loan. Then he will not have money to pay. All kind of complications. All because we are living in ignorance. My dear friends, I asked myself the question. भगवान को ढूंढता कहाँ तेरे अंदर वो बसा क्यों तू उसे ढूंढता है हर जीव में प्रभु बसता आत्मा है परमात्मा प्रभु का एहसास होना है इंसान में ही भगवान है ढूंढो ना वो यहाँ क्यों उसे ढूंढता है मंदिर ना जाओ अंदर प्रभु वहाँ बसते हैं जो प्रभु को ढूंढता है तीर्थ स्थान जाता है वो प्रभु को ना पाता है जो प्रभु को प्यार है करता जो प्रभु को ही चाहता है उसका एहसास वो करता है खुद को जो त्याग करता खुद ही को जो छोड़ देता वो प्रभु की अनुभूति करता है हर इंसान में प्रभु पाता है दिल के अंदर प्रभु बसता है So what did I tell you? How many times I have told you? ढूंढो ना वो यहाँ क्यों उसे ढूंढता you know many of us we are just lost no but sir Dr. Swami told like that no sir okay but in that book it is written like that but that video no that fellow told how many people you will listen man how many people you will listen you go left one man told you okay sir you go left another man told you again you turn left then third person told again you turn left. The fourth person again told left. After 4 left, you come back to where you started. You don't reach anywhere. My dear friends, are you planning the voyage? Are you on the voyage? Have you started the voyage? Are you on the right ship? Does your ship have the right captain? You are, because you're on the Zoom call. At least you're sure. At least you are sure you're on this call. That means this voyage is not for all. Don't think this voyage is for all. We are all lucky. We are lucky to be on this call. Wherever you are, wherever I am, we are still on this call. The journey of life is like a voyage. Remember, most of us, you know what happens to most of us? One voyage, then another voyage. After death, another voyage. Then after death, just still another voyage. And after the third voyage, then still another voyage. And if you are not lucky, then voyage of a cat or a rat. And if you are not lucky, then voyage of a dog or a frog. And we are still not lucky, then voyage of a butterfly or a bee or a tree. We are lucky, you and me. We are lucky. The purpose of life is to start that inner voyage, the journey to God, the journey to SIP, the journey to liberation, the journey to unification. My dear friends, remember this. Look around you. Just look around. Don't listen to me. You look around you. What are most people wanting in this world? Maja. Maja. What are most people having in this world? Saja. Most people want maza. Most people enjoying saza. Look around. Don't listen to me. You look around and see. Most people, they cry and they die. Very few people are going from achievement to fulfillment. Very few people like you on the voyage of enlightenment, inner journey, not easy. Having a captain in the ship, not lost in samsara. Every Friday, I take the opportunity of spending 30 minutes with you on the very special subject. And today's subject is this, right? Are you on that? Are you on that inner voyage? Today's subject is this. Have you started that inner voyage? The most important voyage of life. What is today's topic? The most important voyage of life. And if you have not started, it's time to start. Don't tell me tomorrow, tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. When tomorrow comes, I ask you, you told you're starting tomorrow? Yes, sir, I promised it. Tomorrow only. Nah. Did I say today? Did I say today? No, I told tomorrow. Nah. Tomorrow you told, nah, but no, tomorrow has come. No, today also I promise. I'm telling same thing. When you're going to start? Raji, when you're going to start? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Don't miss. Next Friday, I hope I will be able to talk to you on the realization mantra. What is the topic for next Friday? It is called the realization mantra. I hope we will be there together to start the topic. But now my clock tells me घड़ी टिक टिक सुनाती है, means the time is over. Ting tong, ting tong. So we have to get into the subject. So let us start. We have got to ask questions on this subject, the most important voyage, or any topic that you like. Who would like to start? Let me see if anybody's hands are come up. Yes. Any questions for today? Krishna. Krishna. I am not Krishna. I am Krishna. Yes. Are you telling the mantra every day? Are you telling the mantra every day?
Yeah, because yesterday you were, most of the time. It's lovely. It's so easy and lovely. I was remembering that somebody told me, Karan, when he thinks he's a Sutputra, he becomes low. And when he thinks he's a Surya Putra, he becomes, powerful. Merely a mantra is almost like that. I'm not Krishna, but I'm Krishna. Okay. So yesterday is your realization in practice. So we have started the voyage. No doubt we have started this voyage because, we have realized the importance of this voyage. We know how important it is for us to get liberated. But yesterday, your topic on realization in practice, I try to, jot down around 100 points of whatever I learned from this air call. And very sadly, I realized I have not. The theory part is okay, theory part, but the practice part I have failed miserably. Only this, I'm not Krishna, I'm Krishna is working. But other than that, I'm not getting realization. So when you say that we have started the voyage, we have the captain of the ship. So what could be the problem? I'm not that much into the samsara. I'm trying harder and hard every day. Yes. Sir.
The way is this. You want the way? You want the way? The way is very simple. The way is मेरे दिल में बस एक तुम ही हो, तन मन में और कोई नहीं हो, ऐसा हो जाए बस एक तुम ही हो, इतना भर दे के और कुछ नहीं हो मेरे दिल में. You know, this has changed my life. This one thing, because we can't say ये भी वो भी और कुछ प्रभु भी, ये भी होगा वो भी होगा प्रभु भी होगा. Never.
So then I have a question to you. So is there a difference between dispassion and renunciation?
Yes. Dispassion is detachment, and renunciation is giving up completely. So, in renunciation is a little bit higher, more evolved than dispassion. When you must be dispassionate, then you will be able to renounce. But there can be no renunciation without realization. When there is realization, actual realization and action, there will automatically be renunciation. Nobody has to force you. See, when I wrote this song many years back, you know what the song I wrote? I said, है ये आस्था मुकम्मल तुम ही हो जीवन में मेरे और कुछ नहीं हो कन कन मेरा तुम बस तुम ही हो और कुछ भी आए जगह नहीं हो मेरे तन मन में मुकम्मल तुम ही हो. You know, this song I written how many years back? I don't remember how many years back. I must have written this song maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years back. I don't know. बस एक तुम ही हो, बस एक तुम ही हो. This is the way, Krishna. If you only follow this now, magic will happen. Just magic will happen. So I'm giving you a tip. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I did it. I did it and I found the way to get there. Thank you, Rajesh. Raji and Rajesh.
Shivaham Guruji.
Shivam.
You said 4 things: Vivek, Vairagya, Sat Sampat, and Mumukshu.
Correct.
Vivek, Vairagya. Now, what is Sat Sampat?
Discipline. Sama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan.
Okay, discipline.
If you sometime either you take it from me on WhatsApp or it's there on the Google.
No,
To Google
okay.
you can get.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's called.
Okay, I have started the inner journey.
Then
I have to be more in silence.
See, you first of all you have to lock the consciousness with the intellect. That is called Viveka. When you become Sthit Pragya, when you become Sthit Pragya means you are already locked in consciousness. Lock. Means there's no chance for mind. Biggest challenge, one. Vivek, Vairagya. Vairagya means?
Vairagya, I know. Vairagya, I'm not interested in anything. I don't want any, only God.
Then Shat Shampat means the 6 virtues. Shat Shampat means 6 virtues. Sama, Dama, control of the senses, control of the mind. Uparati, like a tortoise. You must, if anything attacks you, you must go back into your shell. Titiksha. Titiksha means forbearance. Don't get annoyed by small things. Sama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, faith. Samadhana, equipoise. Be in equipoise, stillness. And Mumukshu, you already know. So when I went in inner voyage from 2012 to 13 to 14, short period of time, I was practicing all this for day and night, 24 hours a day. I did not know whether I was eating idli or I was eating paratha. I did not know what I was eating, but I was just, for me, my complete focus was on the subject.
I am a karma yogi and bhakti yogi over. Now I have to do prem yogi and jnana yogi. I have to become.
Good. So don't miss
So I
one
have
moment.
to come to this jnana yogi and prem yogi.
See, I can see the divinity that you have. You have to put it in practice, and you have to do self-analysis. Self-analysis where you are going wrong. That's why I taught you yesterday. What I taught you all yesterday. How much of the realization is in action? Talking, you can tell. I can give big. Suppose I'm giving big lecture to you, and after this call is over, I'm a rascal of the first order. If I'm big rascal after this call, then how I can talk like this? How I can be able to have purity in my words?
No, Guruji. Within this 1 month only, I have come to this jnana, this one. Otherwise, I was always in bhakti, listening only to all those things. So now only I have just started. Who am I? Who am I? This question
Very,
now only after coming join this only I
very
have
good.
started
See,
this.
bhakti
Who
is
am
not
I?
bad.
Though I
Bhakti
am
is very
reading
good.
lot of this thing, but
Yeah.
practically we have
Bhakti is good. Don't lose bhakti.
practically.
But bhakti must have shakti. That shakti must go on into yoga, into everything, all steps. Thank you, Rajesh and
Okay,
Mandip.
thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh and Mandip.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam, sir.
I was just reading that on the cover you had given, life is a drama, we come and go. Before the curtains are drawn, we must enjoy the show. So today I was reading that and लिखते लिखते कहीं एक ऐसी गजल सुन रहा था, वहाँ पे एक बड़ा अच्छा शेर आया सर. So with due apologies to Bliss, she might not understand, but I want to tell this. It was connected with this session you gave. He says that कागज का ये लिबास अब तो उतार दो, पानी बरस गया तो क्या मुंह दिखाओगे. दुख देख कर गरीबों का क्यों हंसते हो तुम, करवट लेगा जो वक्त सब बदल जाओगे.
So all these are very good shairi, Rajesh, very good, and specifically that is there, right? We cannot be clothed in paper clothes, because if you're clothed in paper clothes, what Rajesh said, then what when it rains? Will you be fake? You can be fake, but for how long sake?
So I connected what you told yesterday. Knowing is not doing.
No,
That's
you
why
can.
I realize.
We see when the whistle blows, and it's time for all to go for one to he goes. Then, if he only knows, then he will come back. The whistle will blow. Suddenly, before you and me know it, the whistle will blow. Means city baj gayi. Whistle will blow. We have to go. That time you can't tell. Thoda time do na yaar. Thoda time do yaar. No, there is no thoda time. It's time to go. Good, Shahid. Thank you. Mandip.
Shivam Guruji.
Show him, sir.
So my question was about one of the previous talks that you had. That was that can realize enlightened souls have kids and family. So Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, we believe that those were enlightened souls, but they also had family and they also had, kids. So I mean, is it not in dissonance with what we discussed that day?
No, I think you didn't catch the essence of the session. The session said a person who has kids can get enlightened.
But those
not a
people were
person who
already
has
enlightened.
kids. Then they will not. Those who are already enlightened will not get into family and kids, because you're not talking of people. When you talk about Rama, that means you're already caught in duality. You're already caught in duality. You believe Rama is God and you are not. That itself is a lie.
No, but sir, we believe that he was an enlightened soul, right? Everyone believes that.
No, he was not enlightened soul. Sorry. Nobody. Where is Rama then? To tell me, show me the story where Rama got enlightened. Have you ever read a story? Tell me what Buddha got enlightened under the Bodhi tree. You know that? Buddha got enlightened under the Bodhi tree.
But why do we preach Lord Krishna and Lord Ram then?
No, you tell me when Krishna got enlightened. Did Krishna get enlightenment when he was playing the Basuri?
No, because we call him as reincarnation of God.
No, you call them as God.
Yeah.
So because we are confused. See, the moment you get into the Upanishads, the moment then you go, don't mind me saying, it is good to believe in God. I believed in Shiva for 40 years. For me, Shiva was supreme. What is Rama, Krishna? Shiva is the destroyer. After 40 years, I realized there is no Shiva. I realized Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Mandip, you are Shiva. You are Krishna. You are Rama. Mandip, don't see you're coming on this call. Get to the basics, Mandip. Krishna and Rama are considered to be gods, not enlightened beings. They are not considered to be enlightened. Nobody has, no story is there where Rama got enlightenment or Krishna got enlightenment. No. They are born avatars. Correct? Am I right? Have you learned they are born as God? So
Yeah,
these
but
are
they chose to have family, right? Lord Shiva also chose to have
no,
family.
though you are under the spell of mythology. If you are under the spell of mythology, there can be you will never get to the point. That means you will never get to realize that you are God. You are not Mandip. Mandip is a name. You are
No,
not
I
what seems.
understand, Guruji, but I don't understand that where is this in dissonance with having family? If I understand that I'm a sip, not Bandit, but
If you
I can
want
have a
about the
family.
family, I'll tell you. Then leave Rama and Krishna out of the picture.
Okay.
The point is this. If please listen with a clear mind. Listen with a clear mind. Suppose
Yeah.
today you're already married. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Suppose you're already married. Chotwani is married. He has children. He's right now with his children in America. Now, if you're already married and you have children, you can get enlightened. No problem. You can follow the path and you can get enlightened. It's difficult. Huh? Just now somebody, oh, my son is calling me. I have to go to my son. One side my son is calling, one side I have to go to God. Which side to go? One side my son is calling, one side I have to go to God. I have to choose, nah?
But
Because my
that son
son
is
doesn't
also God,
understand.
no?
Huh?
That son is also God. If we
But son
realize,
doesn't understand. The son doesn't
we
understand the meaning
understand,
of God. The son
but
says,
we
play
understand.
Pokemon. The son says, play Pokemon with me. So the problem is, it's not easy. The fact of the matter, I was married, I had children. I know it's not easy to be enlightened when you're caught in samsara. And what we spoke that day on the call, Mandeep, if you are enlightened, then you find there's no need of a family.
Okay.
I hope you're getting my point. If you are married and share children, you can. Now you must be thinking, but there, I want enlightenment also, and I want to get married and have children also. This is what is playing in your mind. I can read. So there is no harm. You can get married and have children. Only the journey will be a little bit more difficult. Please do it.
All right. Thank you.
You get my point, what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like, I told it's just like saying, I want to swim across the river. Then you say, I want to swim across the river along with the wife and 2 children who don't know swimming.
But
So you
again,
decide. You decide if you think, huh?
again, it's very subjective, right? I can view my partner as a soulmate, and I can, help her in growing in spirituality, and
If
that can be a
your partner is a spiritual person, nothing like it. Please
yeah.
get married tomorrow. If
Okay.
your partner is a spiritual person, it's a soulmate. If you have a soulmate as your beloved, as your life partner, please get married tomorrow. If you have 3 like that, please marry 3.
No, just one.
No, I'm just telling you, because getting such people as a soulmate, as a life partner is impossible. It is only the grace of divine. To get a
Yeah.
soulmate as a beloved, it's impossible. Only God can come in that form.
So now my
Only
question is clear. If my partner is a spiritual being and both of
very
us are
good,
on the same path,
very
so
very good,
there's no problem in marriage, right?
very good, very good.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Krishna, thank you, Krishna. And
So
Ace, after
just
Ace wants to.
sharing,
Yes, Krishna.
yeah, sharing to Mandeep, because he said about Ram. Ram, to get enlightenment, he had to go to a guru, Vasishta. That is how Yog Vasishta was written. So Ram was not enlightened. To get
Then,
enlightenment, he went to his guru, Vasishta, and that is how Yog Vasishta was written, right?
but
It is the advice of his
Rama
guru to
got
Ram.
enlightened.
From
Rama
Vasishta,
got
after
enlightened.
going to a guru. After going to a guru.
Okay, that's a new story I'm listening now. That Rama got enlightenment.
Enlightenment from his guru. From his guru.
But he
Vasishta,
was
Yoga
not. He was
Vasishta.
never considered to be a person. He was always considered to be God.
No.
So if you're
When he was born, he came down as a man only, a human being. So he was not enlightened. He had to approach a guru, and then Vasishta. That is how Yoga Vasishta is there.
no, Yoga
Just like
Vashisht may
Bhagavad
be
Gita.
there. No, but see, the problem is this. When I don't know how to make you all understand, but let me try since we have come to
Yeah.
this point. Krishna, what is your
Yeah.
father's name? What is your father's name?
Mr. Arvind Nair.
R.A. Nair. What
Yeah.
is your grandfather's name?
Yeah, Mr. Kumar and Nair. Yeah, I don't know, sir. I understood this. Yeah, I don't know.
What is the grandfather of your grandfather's name?
Don't know, sir. Don't know.
You don't know the grandfather of your grandfather, but you know where the Ram was
Yeah.
narrated.
Right.
And that 5,000, 10,000 years ago, there was no language to write. There was no
Right.
paper and pen.
Exactly. Yes.
Why can't we use our intellect to discriminate? Why are we lost in irrelevant subjects?
True.
If we want to be lost, nobody will stop us. So I always try to tell you all, rely on the truth and
Right.
nothing but the truth. This is my guidance to you, but finally it's your choice. I don't force anybody to do anything in this group. It's as Center of Enlightenment. Who would want to ask a question? And then Komal. Yes, Ace. Please ask your question.
Shivoham,
Shivoham.
what should be the mindset of the seeker who is in this voyage?
The mindset of the seeker should be, I want liberation. I want unification. I don't want anything. The mindset of the people on this voyage must say, "O Prabhu, मैं क्या करूं? तुझ बिन क्या करना? मोक्ष मुझको पाना है पर कैसे पाऊंगा? योग में रहना चाहूं पर मन ये भटकता, इंद्रियों में मैं फंसा, आके तू बचा। जो विवेक दिया मुझको उसको तू जगा, वैरागी में मैं जीऊं कर तू कृपा, मुमुक्षु मैं हूँ प्रभु तुझ बिन चाहूं कुछ ना, तन मन इच्छाओं से मुझको मुक्त तू करा." This should be the mindset. We have to be in this mindset. Oh Lord, liberate me. Oh Lord, make me free. You know how much I pray for this? How even now, I say, Prabhu, don't let me slip. Oh Lord, don't let me slip. Oh Lord, don't let me slip. Oh, slip. Now it's very easy. Oh, slip, don't let me slip. I want your grip. Let there be sip on my lip. It's easy to rhyme it. Komal and Bala. Thank you. Komal and Bala.
Yes, namaste. I was thinking not to ask anything, but when Mandeep spoke, that question was in my mind also. So I remembered to ask that day when we were discussing about that you should not get married when you're thinking of enlightenment and all. So that was confusing me also. So I
No, wait,
thought,
wait.
let me, because
Before
in
you
a,
ask the question, let
Yeah.
me be clear. See, if you get a partner who's not spiritual or not on the same aligned path, then what is the use?
but you never know when the person can change, and you never know
Of course,
when the spiritual can become.
the person to get you, Komali will say, I am spiritual, I am like this, I am like that, I am like that. After some time, if it's not, what will you do?
And it can be the other way around also, no?
It can be the other way around, very good. If other way around, very good. So Mandip is so confident, very good.
Yeah, the question was not this one, related with this only. Like maybe when the Grahastha ashram was created, like कि होना है Grahastha ashram हुआ था, then there must have been some needs, you can say, how to put it, I don't know, like have need for food. Like this, there are some bodily needs, you can say, or some other progeny, you can say. So for that, that grahastha ashram is required. Maybe, I don't know
See,
how to put it.
the Grahast ashram was recommended for those who wanted the normal path. But when you started the brahmacharya, the first ashram with brahmacharya, then many people from brahmacharya straight away went into sannyas. They didn't go into grahastha and vanaprastha.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's not compulsory. If those who did not, many people, many students, you take Adi Shankara, Ramana Maharishi, those people straight away from brahmacharya, straight away they continued on to
yeah,
the
I know
path.
many people. Those who
So,
have done like
let me tell you, nothing is right or wrong. It is for us to have the courage to take this path. It is not easy for everybody to take this path. It is not at all easy. But if you want ultimate Satchit Anand, you want that, then that is the way. Okay.
If it really comes from the bottom of your heart and you really feel that in between grahastha is not required, fine. But if you still have those desires of to be a grahastha and be a part of that journey along with somebody, then maybe that is also okay.
See, since you brought up this matter, let me explain to you. In those ashramas, while grahastha was prescribed, do you know what was the meaning of grahastha?
The one who will have a partner and maybe for the progeny and they'll have children and that is the way the samsara is.
And after that, what they had to do?
They had to go to vanaprastha after
You're not talking of that, nah?
No,
they all had to go vanaprastha.
They
all
have
had to go. Then are you in today's world, all are going vanaprastha. Today everybody is going.
No, not going. That is where the problems are getting created.
Please be practical.
Yeah. You need to follow all ashramas. If you are following one ashrama, then you have to follow all the ashramas.
So in that day, the philosophy used to be, okay, you can do brahmacharya. If you want to enjoy the family life for 20 years, enjoy the family life. But after 20 life, after you get children, the children grow up, no time for you to leave and go.
Yeah, that's what we have done actually. I have done. After my children's marriage, we have, and whenever required a little support, we go and again we come back. And we are in that journey, a voyage of inner voice now.
In the vanaprastha, there was no coming back.
No, in the vanaprastha, it is what I heard. I don't know that if required, you be there. In sannyasa, there is no. When you go to sannyasa, then no coming back.
You're right. You're right. So only in case of emergency. In case of critical needs, you are able to go back.
Yes, you are there. But for sannyasa, if you take, then not. Even that is not required.
Okay. Good, Kumar. So, okay, we have got. I saw Bala, but Bala's lost us. So Manasa.
Sir,
Bala, are you there? Yes, Manasa.
So, sir, I read this, your book, sir, Karma A to Z. In that, it says karma is a universal law. But I have one question. Is karma only applied for humans or all the living creatures?
Only for humans to create karma, to do karma. And for the rest of the creation to experience their past karmas. So a dog also is experiencing karma, a cat also is experiencing their past karma, but they are not creating any karma. They are not creating fresh karma.
Okay.
So today I'm asking you, just to give you an example. There's a dog on the street. It's bad karma. You pick the dog and take it to your house and make it a pet. It's because of good karma. Why did you pick the dog from the street and take it to your house?
Because like the dog.
No, not because you like the dog. Because the dog has a karma. The dog has some good karma. That's why you picked the dog. Okay. Otherwise, the dog would have died on the street, crying and dying on the street.
Okay.
Some of our dogs in my office, they are given better treatment than a princess. I mean, Princess Rajkumari will not get treatment like my dogs.
True that.
Okay. Bala,
Thank you.
Bala, and then Mandeep. Thank you. Bala, bolo. Yes, Bala. Bala, unmute Bala. हाँ Bala, unmute करो Bala. Unmute. She's traveling somewhere in a van. Okay, Mandeep. If Bala comes, we'll let her speak. Otherwise, we will close
So yeah,
after Mandeep.
Guruji,
Yes,
my
Mandeep.
question is, one question is that what is the importance of grace from God in the path of enlightenment and the path of self-realization? Because since all of us are bounded by our own karmas, as you have told us, so is there any role of grace if we, surrender in front of God and we say that I had a set of karmas in my past birth and in my previous birth, but I want to just surrender and just grace me with good knowledge and good karmas going ahead.
Grace,
That's my
without grace, you cannot get enlightened. Without grace, you cannot get liberation. Without grace, you cannot do anything. Without grace, you cannot even open your mouth.
yeah. So my question
So
is how to seek that grace more and more in our life. I mean,
do that.
in day-to-day chores
You
that
must.
we do.
There's a book called Ladder to Heaven. You should read the book called Ladder to Heaven. There are 16 steps to the top. It starts with belief and prayer, faith, hope, trust, enthusiasm, love. The first 7 steps are belief, prayer, faith, hope, trust, enthusiasm, and love. Then you
Okay.
go in quest, you search for God. 8. Then you have a guru, you accept, you surrender, you like that, you go up to the end. There are 16 steps. You're facing the 16 steps. There are 16 steps to the ladder to heaven. So grace is like that. First, first you just have to believe. You have to pray. But that grace is limited. But when you become so deep, after the 6 steps, the 7th step, when you start loving God and you start seeking God, you want God, you love God, you have nothing else, but you go in quest of God. You take the help of a guru. All these steps to read you. You have you have the 16 steps. Can you paste if you have the 16 steps, paste the 16 steps. If you have ready. But
But how can we want God when we are God ourselves? How can we want something that we are ourselves?
when you want God, then you become God. You realize you are God. If you don't want God, you'll never realize you are God. That is the process.
That's a
It is.
dichotomy, right? Because
I'm sorry.
there's
No, it's not. Your mind is creating a dichotomy. Please understand. If unless you want God, and unless you go in quest of God, please listen to me carefully. When you want God, you love God, you believe in God, you go and search for God, then you realize you are God.
Yeah. But then
I
what is
hope you
Dvait and
understand. It's
Advait?
not complicated. Yeah. So
There's
first is
Dvait and
Dvaita. First
yeah.
is Dvaita. Nobody can reach Advaita without Dvaita. That's why it's
Okay.
called Advaita. Why is it called Advaita? There may be some other word, no? It is called non-duality because first everybody goes through duality. Everybody in this world.
So is it same as dhyana and samadhi? Like previous stage of samadhi is dhyana. So we
Yeah,
do
but
the
they're two
dhyan.
different. But they're two different subjects altogether. Don't confuse the two subjects. Yes, you're right. First, if you don't dhyana, you cannot have samadhi. Without dvaita, you can't have advaita. But there's no connection between the two. The two
Okay.
are not connected.
Mm.
Don't try to
Right.
see. Sometimes you can't connect everything, right? You can So my point to you is that this journey is not so easy. You're on this
Yeah.
journey. You come on this call. You're trying to understand. You're trying, and it's very easy for somebody to make a statement and not explain the answer. Oh, why is this? Because Krishna did like this. No, that is not an answer. Just because Krishna did or Rama did. No. We have to understand every question with every logical answer. Spirituality is the science of the spirit.
I have
There
one
must
more
be a
question.
scientific. Yeah.
Yeah. is there any barometer that we can check ourselves, like internal check, where we are on this path? Have we covered some
Yes,
distance? Is there any particular
yes,
barometer? What is that?
yes. That is taking the realizations. There are 1 to 100. There's a book called Spiritual Jigsaw Puzzle. There are 100 realizations. Take those realizations and tick every time you finish one realization. If all the realizations are in place, put them together in the form of the puzzle. You should have the light. That means then
Okay.
you have realized the truth.
Okay. So there's no
There,
shortcut way of checking every day that I'm progressing on this path or not.
there is no
Like I
shortcut on this. No, and this path has no shortcut. It's like saying, is there a shortcut to go to Mount Everest?
no, just to check ourselves that am I a better person than yesterday? So that ways.
Yeah, you can check by doing this. Start the exercise of putting the realizations and check it every day. Check
Okay.
it. It's like saying, suppose I am 80 kilos and I want to become 70 kilos. Is there any shortcut?
No.
I have to go 80 to 79.9, 79.8, 79.7. I have to check my weight every day. And if I keep on checking my weight every day, if I don't check my weight 1 week, I'll be 85. I have to check my weight every day. Right now, I'm on weight loss. I can tell you. One day goes like this, and you. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
put the. Thank you, Mandeep. Let's put this session together, my dear friends. We are all on this voyage. This is the greatest voyage of life. A voyage to go inwards. A voyage to go to the soul, to realize we are the divine soul. And this is the greatest challenge of life. It's not easy because we have to transcend the body, the mind, the ego. And just today, I'm writing the book. I'm writing the book, Our Greatest Sin. Today only in Finland. In Finland also I write book. I'm writing the book, Our Greatest Sin. In chapter 2, my subject of the today's writing the book was, why do we sin? Why do we sin? Anybody knows? Anybody knows why we sin? We sin. I wrote in the book today. I'm just telling you what I wrote today. We sin because we are the body. Our senses sin. The mind makes us sin. The ego makes us sin. The body, the mind, and the ego makes us sin. If we are not the body, mind, ego, there will be no sin. So, my dear friends, every day we must be, even I continue to be on this voyage. Don't think I'm just lecturing you and I am myself going on some other trip. I am on the same trip that you are. I see Eru has pasted Mandip, you can copy the 16 steps on the ladder to heaven. If anybody wants, please copy in the chat the 16 steps to the ladder to heaven. She has just pasted it now. But my dear friends, we all have to go on this voyage and there is no shortcut. It's just like saying the ship has to go from London to New York. If a ship has to go from London to New York, is there any shortcut? The ship has to go, means it has to cross the Atlantic Ocean. It has to cross the ocean. So we have to cross the ocean of samsara. We have to cross this ocean of samsara. We need the right captain in our ship. And we have to follow the rules of engagement. If we follow the rules of engagement, then we will reach there. With that note, and with your patient hearing, I bow down to you. Sometimes I realize if it was not for all of you, we would not have evolved where we have evolved today. We have completed 3 years on Zoom. We have been paying Zoom for 3 years. Every month we pay Zoom for this connection. And 3 years we have completed paying. We are paying now for the 4th year. We have started the 4th year. And if it was not for all of you who have been on this call from such a long time, we would not have evolved to where we are today. I thank you, and I hope to see you tomorrow at 8 with folded hands. I bow down to you.